This is Sister Such and Such with Sistah Talk. You are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station. It's Friday, y'all, and I'm bringing you some hot off the presses information and education for you tonight. It's a few minutes after 9 p.m. on a Friday. I hope y'all week has been alright. Y'all ain't letting nobody fuck y'all week up. Y'all can call up here if you want to for this show at 337-513-4478. You can even email me at sistahsuchandsuch@yahoo.com. And if you're not listening to this on YouTube, go on over to YouTube and subscribe and like the Tony on One. You can find me over there. Yeah. Now, if you're on YouTube and want to find this, you can go on over to Spreaker.com/user/Tony-on-1. Yeah, and subscribe and follow and like and share for raw, uncut truth. That is On One Radio. But tonight this gonna be a touchy subject, and I know it's gonna be a lot of folks that ain't gonna like this, but you know what, the hell with it. 'Cause I'm all for the babies and making sure they alright. And Sister Such and Such love the kids. I'm all for it. Everything about taking care of. And tonight's topic is one about the babies. Tonight's show topic is entitled The Toddler Transgender Movement. Now, before I get started, before y'all go to ranting and raving and fussing at me, it's the truth. There is a toddler transgender movement. I don't know why the hell that is, but it is. The movement that is causing an uproar in society. What is it doing to the children? The mental and physical altering of children's developmental path. It's an extreme choice. What will it hurt or what will it help? What we do or don't for and with our youth is a key part of their future outcome. And Sister Such and Such gonna talk about this shit all night, 'cause it's not making no sense to me. And for anybody else, no, I don't have no transgender children. My children know who the hell they are. Now, for everybody else who gonna be in an uproar about this, sit down somewhere. 'Cause we is finna talk about this. Now, in certain cases, I really feel like it should be against the law to be irresponsible and dumb. It should fall under child neglect and endangerment. It should. Yeah, I said it should. 'Cause it don't make no sense harming them babies like that. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, y'all gonna see this full story over on Twitter. Now, I'm gonna read some of this article to y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. If you're listening on YouTube, comment below, and I'm gonna leave y'all some links in the description box. For everybody else who listening, if you want to see them links and whatnot, go over to either YouTube or my Twitter page. Now, doctors say transgender treatments are causing kids to get a disease. It's messing with them babies' hormones and things. So why would you do that? Just why? If you don't want genetically modified foods for your children, why would you genetically modify them? It just don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? You want everything gluten free, but you're willing to mess with your children's biology. Now that don't make sense. By using a hormone blocker. Now them hormone blockers do a lot to them babies' bodies. And it's a couple of folks out there that's even doing it for the little bitty children. And when I say little bitty, I'm talking about little bitty. Now we all know children decide to want to be and do some of everything. But you know that changes. They might want to be a fireman today, a princess today. The next day they might want to be president. The day after that they might decide they want to be a damn helicopter. But that don't mean that that's what they gonna end up being. You know what I'm saying? And to mess with them children's biology at such a young age just makes no damn sense to me. How many of y'all agree with me on that? Because you're messing with their future. It causes problems later on for them. Physical problems. Emotional problems. We don't want that for them babies. We don't want that. Why would we? You know what I'm saying? Why would we want that? Now you talking about changing their biology and with these hormone blockers. What is that going to do to them in the future? Are they going to be able to function? Are they going to end up with a whole bunch of different unnecessary diseases? Well, doctors say transgender treatments given to kids are actually causing a disease. As the transgender movement continues to advance in Hollywood, woke parent groups, American universities, and finally doctors' offices reluctant to alter children's developmental path is decreasing. Where toddlers' declarations of gender fluidity were once dismissed as nonsensical imaginings, now so-called woke parents take a 3-year-old's announcement that she is in fact a boy as gospel truth. Now we talking about a 3-year-old. We talking about a little kid that don't know no better. Now if they don't know no better, why would you run with that? Now it goes on to say, but not all parents are woke parents, and many are worried that playing fast and loose with biology might have a downside. And Dr. Michael Laidlaw agrees with some of those concerns and is speaking out. Now Laidlaw is a private practice endocrinologist in Rockland, California. Now he studies glands and hormones, including the hormones that tell children's bodies to undergo puberty based on their biological sex. Now in an interview with PJ Media, Laidlaw put his professional reputation on the line in an honest discussion about what's happening medically in the transgender movement. Laidlaw sounded an alarm about so-called treatments that involve puberty-blocking drugs that stop children from going through the natural process of puberty. And he states, I call it a development blocker. It's actually causing a disease, Laidlaw said. The name of the disease is hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism. Now it goes on to say in most cases the disease occurs when the nervous system doesn't properly trigger reproductive glands to make the hormones needed for puberty, effectively stopping the child from further developing physically into his biological sex. Let's just say his or her. If we're going to try to be politically correct. We're talking about what in nature is a rare condition, Laidlaw said. In the United States, if someone has this condition, it's going to be recognized and treated, so the long-term results are unknown. It's an area that needs to be explored further. If that statement didn't send a chill down your back, you weren't paying attention. Laidlaw's point is that doctors are intentionally creating a condition normally considered as a disease and effectively refusing to treat that disease, since that disease in this case is part of cure according to the woke crowd. Now it makes you wonder which crowd is woke. Is it the parents that's going through with this, or is it the ones that it's not? And for sake of argument, in this day and age, they trying to say the woke parents are the ones that's going along with this health shit. And that the other ones who are not going along with it is the ones who's sleeping and not woke. Alright, I'm going to go and continue. That means that the long-term effects of inducing and then not treating the disease are unknown. Medically, the risk is enormous. Without a full body of research on induced hypogonadism, no one can say with certainty what will happen to these children as the years pass. Will their reproductive systems work properly in the long run? Does artificially altering hormones result in brain chemistry issues like depression or anxiety, or even worse, will cancer emerge? These questions are unanswerable at the time because the research hasn't been completed. It's barely even started. And it goes on to say, I'm a parent. If either of my children came to me complaining of a feeling, one, that would be likely go away on its own, and two, the treatment of which was brand new, highly chemically invasive, and unstudied in its totality, I wouldn't be looking at a doctor's appointment that same day. And it goes on to say, many parents, however, do just that. They embrace the idea and the treatment, often using their children to virtue signal. Parents have a responsibility to protect their children from circumstances which would prevent their development into biologically healthy adults. And they have a responsibility to guide their children in ways that reflect reality. That's so true right there. I really believe that. Embracing transgender treatments for otherwise healthy children is a complete betrayal of both responsibilities because it presents obvious risk to the child's health. He's right about that, you know. Children deserve better than parents who put wokeness, virtue signaling, and avant-garde psychological theory ahead of reliable methods of parenting. It's possible that one day drugs inducing this disorder and the psychological outcomes associated with those drugs will be fully studied and possibly found safe. I don't know about that shit there. It's possible that one day the psychological repercussions of modifying a child's biology will be proven to not be detrimental, or maybe even be proven to be detrimental. I don't think either of those days are likely to come, but regardless of my own beliefs, those days certainly aren't today. Now, like I said, if you want to read that article, go over on Twitter. It's going to be on my page there, and on YouTube, and the link in the description of the video. But see, this is my thing about this. There are so many parents getting in trouble for little simple things that qualifies as child abuse. Well, let's dive off into what child abuse is. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this here shit. Does it belong in that category? Child abuse is when a parent or caregiver, whether through action or failing to act, causes injury, death, emotional harm, or risk of serious harm to a child. There are many forms of child maltreatment, including neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, exploitation, and again, emotional abuse. Now, y'all got that part right. Now, if we go back over here, now this medicine could cause some emotional instabilities, depression, things like that. Because probably anxiety and a whole bunch of other things. We already know that it's pretty much causing a disease. So, I mean, just look. Okay, let's say little Billy come to you and little Billy say, Mommy, I want to be a little girl. I want to wear pigtails. Okay, little Billy might feel like that this week or even next week. But then little Billy go through all of this, and then come a year later and little Billy not happy being no little girl no more. Because then he realized, okay, some boys and men want to poke me now. I don't want to be poked. I want to do the poking. I like girls. Now, see, that can cause some confusion. Not to mention the disease that goes along with it that's going untreated, because apparently the side effect to the disease is making him feminine. You see what I'm saying? And then you got little Rebecca that might come to you. Mama, I don't want to play with dolls no more. I want to play with trucks. I want to be called Tom now. 'Cause I'm a boy inside. And then she begins to grow and have all these problems, and then she decides, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not fun anymore. Okay, well, it's going to be too damn late, because you done pretty much whacked off little Bobby's wang dang doodle, and then you done gave his wang dang doodle to little Rebecca, who wants to be called Tom. They can't swap back out later. It's not like trading lunches. And once you go through with this, it's like it's no going back from that. And then think of all the mental health issues they're gonna have. I can see that's where the depression and anxiety and all sorts of things is gonna come up. We should not be confusing these children. We should be just loving them. Truly loving them. If that means protecting them from themselves, then that's what we need to do. Can I get an amen? Yes, sir. 'Cause you really got to think about this. Just like a 3, 4, 5-year-old don't like spinach and green beans now, but by the time they hit 16, 17, They might want some green beans and spinach on their plate. Now they ain't got no damn plate. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back to this. What qualifies as child abuse? Failing to act, causing injury, death, emotional harm. Now tell me that's not emotional harm. Tell me that's not failing to act. And it says whether through action or failing to act. So if you go through with this, that's an action. Failing to act is failing to explain to them that it's possible that they feel this way at the current time, but they may not feel that way later. You gotta tell these children the truth. They might be trying to do this because one of their friends said it. Don't mean they necessarily need to be doing it. And as a parent or guardian or caregiver, you have to exercise some common sense. Now, this is the way I'm looking at this now. Bear with me now. If this child grows up to be an adult and chooses at that point to do this, then that's on them. But as a child who has not fully developed mentally, that's failing to act. If you go run and take them to Dr. Snip and so, and you put them on this shit and this shit fuck them up, then they fucked up mentally, emotionally. Their body ain't no good. Then whose fault is that? Because they were a child. You had to sign for this. You have to sign your name on that dotted line or that straight line or in that box to give doctors permission to treat your child. So how can you truly take a 3-year-old's announcement that she in fact a boy as gospel truth? This doctor brings up a valid point. And Dr. Michael Laidlaw, I give you kudos because you did in fact put your career on the line. Because so many people ain't gonna be happy you said it. But that's the problem nowadays. Nobody wants to tell the truth. Everybody wants to hear what they want to hear instead of hear the truth. But this is true. So now let's go on over and let's look at some of the later on risk. Because we was talking about studies and whatnot. Okay? Now. Oh, and that article was from the Western Journal. Now, to the news story about this. Study finds health risk for transgender women on hormone therapy. The study looked at the records of 5,000 transgender people and found a higher risk of blood clots, stroke, and heart attack for transgender women. Transgender women on hormone therapy may be at a higher risk for cardiovascular problems such as stroke, blood clots, and heart attack. Researchers reported Monday. The study was done by reviewing 8 years of medical records of nearly 5,000 transgender patients in the Kaiser Health System and looked at patients over the age of 18 who took hormones for gender transition. over 97,000 cisgender patients, people whose sex assigned at birth matches their gender identity, with similar age and health characteristics were studied for comparison. And it says, my concern is that doctors who are inclined to deny hormone therapy will use this study as reason to do so. What's wrong with that? This is the largest study of the health of transgender individuals on hormone therapy ever done, stated Dr. Darius Gederholm, an author of the study and research scientist at Kaiser Permanente, told NBC News. Doctors and patients need to be aware of the possibility for increased health risk for transgender women. Now, like I said, so is this not child abuse? I think it is. I really do. And if you look at it, and actually look at it, truly look at it for what it is, not rainbows and unicorns and sunshine and chocolate balls and heart-shaped candy and gingerbread houses, you will see that you're putting children at risk. Is the risk worth it? Now, I'll go on. The study found that transgender women who are assigned the male sex at birth were twice as likely as cisgender men and women to have the blood clot condition, venous thrombolism. Yeah, I fucked that word up, I did. I ain't got my teeth in, but what the hell. Transgender women on hormone therapy were also found to be 80 to 90% more likely to have stroke or heart attack than cisgender women. Transgender men on hormone therapy, however, were not found to have a higher risk. Okay. The review of the records has limitations, and it says it isn't enough to establish a direct cause and effect, he cautioned. Now, with all this risk floating around, and you're trying to do this on healthy children, doesn't that scream child abuse? Now again, I ask, the toddler transgender movement, is it worth it? Is the risk really worth it for all the complications that could arise later? For the confusion, the anxiety, depression? True enough, the movement is causing an uproar in society. But what is it doing to the children? The mental and physical altering of children's developmental path is an extreme choice. What will it hurt? Or what would it truly help? What we do or don't for and or with our youth is a key part of their future outcome. So take these stories as a warning and make sure you think about what you're doing to these children. So when little Bobby and little Rebecca run up to you wanting to change their identity, think about the responsibility that you have. There's a responsibility. You're supposed to care for them. You're not supposed to neglect or abuse them. And voluntarily causing them a disease is, well, it's abuse, hell. Child abuse is when a parent or caregiver whether through action or failing to act, causes injury, death, emotional harm, or risk of serious harm to a child. There are many forms of child maltreatment, including neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, exploitation, and emotional abuse. So let's get real. Let's care for the children properly. And let's use some common sense. Let's not hurt the baby's futures like that. It's enough of that. They got enough time to make their own damn mistakes. We don't want them to make any major mistakes, but it's a good possibility that you never know. Little Bobby might want to suck a dick, but let him choose that once he gets grown and out your house. So that later, if he come back and feel like a mistake, he can't blame you for it. Or little Jenny come in and all of a sudden she want a damn penis, and then come back later because it's not working properly or whatever the case may be, or she wants to change her mind back. She can't blame you for it because you did your job. And you can be comfortable and confident in knowing that you did not abuse your child, that you didn't encourage them and enable them to make a dumbass decision. That's just what it sums up to be. And everything else falls in the category of child abuse. So in this case, I think it should be against the law. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know. Like I say, if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment below. Now, you have been listening to On One Radio. This has been Sistah Talk with Sister such and such. Oh, and before I go, there's this young lady over on YouTube. She has a channel called SP News Nuggets. She be talking about some deep shit, boy. Y'all need to go over there and like, subscribe, and check her out. She be breaking down some shit for you, baby. But y'all go check her out. Go check out that girl Mocha's Cafe, too. She's pretty good, too. Tell her sister such and such sent you. You can tell her Tony on One sent you. And shout out to the On Ones, Day Ones private group out there on Facebook. I'm going to get back to y'all because I got some shit to tell y'all in the group tonight. But for everybody, y'all have a good weekend. Stay your ass out of trouble. It's enough folks going to jail. Because it's Friday, the coast is closed, and if your ass get arrested tonight, your ass won't get out till, go to court and get out till Monday or Tuesday. And drink responsibly, so you don't be out there tearing up your damn car that you done worked so hard to get. And don't follow the fads. Take care of the children. And as always, remember, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then it's a fucking duck. I'll see y'all next Friday. Y'all be good now.